Hello and welcome back to the channel. So it turns out that there's a almost proper way of doing these things when they've got two full cash pots, or at least two full cash pots. This is a follow-on from the DOND banker rings twice video that I did a week or so ago, where I was trying to take all three maxed out cash pots out of the machine and see how I could do with it. That wasn't supposed to be demonstrating a method, it was just a kind of little bit of fun really to see how much money you could make if you found all three cash pots on one of these things full. But does apparently, as someone has suggested to me, there's a better way of doing it. That doesn't surprise me because I wasn't trying to demonstrate the correct way of doing it, but since there is apparently a correct way of doing it, let's have a look at it. So I'm using DOND Gold here just because it's something a little bit different to look at, but it's a straight clone of DOND banker rings twice. And it's in kind of the same state in which all three cash pots are on the full £70. So what we're going to do now is perhaps the proper way of playing this if you came up to it in a pub. So even if you could read your box 100% at the time, which is the kind of something that I'm predicating these videos on, you still wouldn't do it like I did it and just wait for it to put cashpot in your box, you know, 3 times over. So let's get going, because it might take a little while to get to where we need to be. And in simple terms, what we want to do is the one thing that you would kind of think that you never want to do on a deal or no deal, and that is to force the thing for a go all the way. So we all know what go all the way is. It's when you get into the feature here, and right at the start it'll say go all the way on the alpha, and dear old Noel there, he's going to say, you know, I think you are going to go away with a lot of money tonight, or something like that, and that's an invincible board. Now historically and generally speaking on the DONs, you don't force them. They're not machines that you well, yes, you can force them, but it's not the way to win. It will not lead to profits most of the time, and it's not something that you would do. However, if you encountered one of these with full cash pots, so we've got full 50p and full £1 cash pots here, this apparently is what you would actually do with them. And you'd start on the lower of the two cash pots first, so we're going to start on 50p, and we're just going to straight force it until it gives us a go all the way board. So, and it has to be a feature entry as well. I'm not interested in anything other than Mr. Noel there with his terrible gold blazer on there and that tacky gold phone there. And gold hair too. I didn't actually have that quite worse. They've actually given him gold hair. That's amazing. So we're just going to do nothing other than play for feature entries, and if it's not go all the way, we're just going to kill it off. That's it. That's all we're going to do. So if the feature entry is not go all the way, it gets killed off, and that's that. Now, as you can imagine, this can cost a little bit, because forcing DONs was the one thing that, you know, you're kind of not supposed to do. But in this scenario, apparently it's okay. So you can see that as soon as it's not go all the way, I just kill it off, and I'm just going straight for the next board. So it does make it quite quick. I'll say that much for it. There we are. No, and so not interested. Not interested at this point, so we're ignoring the game, all the things that you would normally do on a DON, which you take the game and you try and get value out of it that way. We're not doing it here. Oh, by the way, apologies if I sound a little bit flaky. Oh, there we are. Go all the way. I'm just about on the upswing from the flu, so if I descend into a violent coughing fit any moment in time, I do apologise. Now, we've got what we want. We've got our go all the way. So what we do now, obviously we can take a mega streak. If we just move around the board, what it's going to do is land us onto the little box squares here and fill up that matrix there for a mega streak. We don't want that, because what of course we're trying to get here is the cash pot, which is a free win. So all we're going to do, now that we've got go all the way, we're going to play deal or no deal straight away. Oh, foggy, a bit impatient, Noel, isn't he? I've been ill, Noel. Just cool your boots, man. Cool your boots. I'm not very well. My goodness me. We're going to play the game. Thank you very much, Noel, for chipping me along there. And it's done what it needs to do. Now, that was quite fortunate there, because it's basically a 50-50. On a go-all-the-way board, when the... on a go-all-the-way board, when the cash pot is full, it's basically, when you play the game, it's 50-50 between whether or not it will put cash pot or £70 in your box. Because I guess the machine just views them as the same prize. But of course the cash pot is the free win. Now, if it would have put £70 into my box there, I would have had to do a virtual plug, if you will, because the £70 box, of course, would not be free. And what we're banking, or what we need to happen here, is this go all the way to come back for the next cash pot. So it has done it first time here, which is good. So we're just going to no deal down there and take the cash pot. So that's now got us the cash pot out. That was, that was moderately lucky because it did it first time. If I'd have seen £70 in the box there, we'd have had to do, Control R in the emulator, or in a pub, just reach down and flick the switch back and forth. But that's fine. That's good. We've now got a £70 free win because the cash pot is free. And the idea is now that the machine should still be go all the way happy. We've just gone up to £1 stake, you can see there. So there's our 50p cash pot gone, £1 cash pot still on £1, and the machine should be, give or take, it should still be go all the way happy. I do have proper meters going on, so I'm £30 at the moment. At this moment in time, we've got £70 in the bank. Oh, and it's done go all the way straight away. He's been quite nice here. I have had a couple of dry runs at this. It can be a bit of an arse about putting £70 into the box. It can also be a bit of an arse with the go all the way coming back, but he's behaving himself very well here. If he puts cashpot in the box, we kind of got a perfect. No, he hasn't. Now he's put £70 into the box. So little mischievous Noel there with his luminous gold hair isn't quite having it. So that's no good to us because the £70 isn't free. So here is a little virtual plug. You would, of course, never catch me plugging a machine under any circumstances whatsoever, but in the emulator, it's fine. No bits and bytes were hurt during the production of this video, so we'll just give it a little plug there. And the idea is now that the machine is basically still go all the way happy because we've taken one cash pot, which is a free win. We've switched stake. The machine should still be go all the way happy. And I do need to do is it checkbox 34 for refill cash? I can't remember. So let's put it back to £1 mega game. We've still got our session stats, so we'll put another £5 in. There we are, so we're £35 in, and now what we're hoping is that go all the way should pretty much be there. No guarantee it'll come back, but it usually comes back. And it hasn't there. Can you see there? On that, it has not come back. So at that point, we immediately lose interest in that board. And I am going a little bit hoarse here. I'm sounding like... God. Do you remember, if you ever listen to Radcliffe and McConey? Not Radcliffe and McConey, Mark and Lard. The old BBC Radio 1 graveyard shift thing back in the early 90s. They had Fat Harry White. I'm starting to sound a little bit like Fat Harry White. Oh, there we are. Go all the way. Right, okay. Let's try and get this done while my voice holds out. Right, okay then. Let's play deal or no deal. 50-50. It's going to be £70 box or cash pot. There we are. It's gone in. Good, because I think my voice has probably got about 5 minutes left in it. So what we can do now is no deal all the way down to a cash pot.
He wants to beat you.
He does want to beat me, Mr. Noel, but I'm afraid he's not going to. It's not the banker's day. There we are.
I wonder how the banker is going to react.
The banker is going to be very upset, Noel, because I'm going to have another cash pot off it. So there we are. So we very, very quickly and very efficiently, and you can see this is an actual method here, rather than my video on bankerings twice. It was just kind of to see how long it would take to get, the cash pot in your box 3 times. Well, I wasn't trying to suggest that was a method, but turns out, as you can see, there is a far better way of doing it than that. If you found a machine in this state with 2 maxed cash pots. So there we are. Now we've got our 140 quid in the bank. That's free. We've put 40 quid in. We've got 140 quid in the bank, and that's all free. And now the machine should still be give or take, go all the way happy. And that should mean that we will now be able to take a mega streak out of it, which may or may not go on. So let's put another fiver in. Okay. Yeah, it's been a little bit of an arse bringing the feature in. There we are. No guarantee it'll do a go all the way, but it shouldn't be far off, is the idea. So we'll kill that off.
The roller coaster comes off the rails.
There we are, but it should come back fairly sharpish.
Deal or no deal?
No. Because, of course, a go all the way is just about the only way that you're going to get a bloody mega streak off these things, because it's so hard to get a mega streak out of them in any kind of normal play. So, oh bugger! So it's a nice way to actually get a mega streak out of one of these things. I mean, I guess you could try and land on a phone and gamble it out or anything like that, but I think the chance of one of these things actually letting you gamble out to a there we are, to a go all the way. You just want to get it on the feature entry. Don't faff about, just get it on the feature entry and do it that way. So yeah, whatever. And then single gamble, and that will be a mega streak. So we're going to get at least 70 quid here. So that's going to take our bank to 210, which is very nice. And this can go on, by the way. This can go on. So let's see where we get to. I'm going to have to put credit in. So it's going to go to 210. It's going to collect out a tenner to take us down to the bank limit of 200 quid. And then I'll put credit in and we'll see what happens. So this is all working splendidly, isn't it? Right. Pound in and no. So all you want to do now, apparently, is just play it out for a board. There may be a deal in it, or there may be a decent COB in it. There may be a decent stack in it. I mean, we're obviously not going mad at this point because we've had, you know, we've got £210 of it out of it already. So we have now got their super deal or no deal. Skill stops, so I don't know really. No. I thought multi-ad might be a little bit more favourable there. I mean, we can have a game. We could have a go. Oh, maybe we should have had a game. You know what? Let's COB it. Maybe it'll have a decent COB in it.
This will be the most sensational
Cash code, super cash code doesn't really count. Well, that's alright, 15 quid though. Oh, hang on.
Yes, yes, yes.
30 quid, there we are. So that is a decent, that's a decent, oh, 131. Crikey, is it repeating again?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, well, you know, that is the equivalent of a £40 COB and then some. So there we are. So there you go. That is what you would actually do, and that's about it now. I believe. I don't think you'd play it on for another board at this point. So that is what you would do, you know, for realsies if you found one of these things with maxed cash pots on 50p and a pound. That is what you would do. I did have a play around with it on 25p a go. It doesn't seem to want to do the go all the way on 25p a go at all. I couldn't see that there was any particular extra profit in it, so I think you basically seem to be going for 2 cash pots on this, but you can see that there is an actual proper way of doing it, which is just force it out for that go all the way, and then get the cash pots out on both stakes. I mean, again, you can try this by yourself. I'll upload this layout to a Desert Island Fruits RAM and GAM file area with these max cash pots out. What you will find is that it can be a dick and put the £70 box in there on more than one occasion. It caved quite nicely for me there. I only had to kind of virtually plug it once, but I did have a bad run before, just when I was giving this a test before. It put the £70 box in for me 4 times on the trot. And it was a little bit of an arse about bringing the go all the way back as well. But even so, after that, it had more of a tail end on it. So whereas there, I was like just the mega streak and the £40 cash or bust, it had like more in it on the back end to compensate. So either way, it does seem like it's a... And there we are, look at that. I mean, crikey O'Reilly. Look at those numbers. 255 quid out, 61 quid in, £206 profit. It's not right, really. Pub fruit machines. I mean, the £70 jackpot was bad enough, really, for a pub AWP. The idea that, you know, these things are put in pubs as amusement, where, you know, that was the whole thing with amusement with prizes. You have a little bit of a punt, you might win a few quid. You might lose a few quid. I think they're so far removed from that original concept of amusement with prizes. 206 quid up, and it's taken, what, 15 minutes, and this could happen. That could have happened on a real machine, and God help the next person along who comes and plays a machine that's in this state. It's no surprise that the things have died on their arses, and that, you know, the vast majority of people cannot be bothered with them anymore, because they're just club machines. That's all they are. They're club machines that somehow over the years managed to find their way into the pubs, and good riddance to bad rubbish, frankly. I don't think we'll particularly miss them, because this for me is not what the pub AWP was ever supposed to be, and they've just, like I said, I think I've said this before, they've just kind of shot under the radar on a legislative basis, and somehow got away with transforming into what you can see here, which is clearly just a scarcely disguised club machine that you can find in pubs and train stations and anywhere else. So, okay. The voice... Oh, shit, I didn't have to mean to. I could have had a super streak there, but what I'm going to do here is just have a cob, because I like cobs. But you did see there that I was 200 odd pounds up. As soon as this lands me on a question mark, I'm going to cob it, and then I'm going to stop recording, because my voice is just about gone, and I'm going to go and veg out on the couch and watch something on Netflix, I think. Netflixing and chilling with yourself, not as good as the other version of Netflix and chill there, Bowser. I could have super streak there. If I was being absolutely mercenary about this, I'd obviously take that, but we'll just see it out for a cob. Unless it tells me the cob's going to be crap. No, okay. There we are. We'll have a last cob, just for funsies. Oh yeah. Okay, right, well, obviously you'd have had the super streak there, but there you go. So that was, what, £204, £205 potential profit there. So there you go. That would be the correct way to do deal or no deal gold, bankerings twice, double. They're the three that I'm aware of. If you found them with a couple of maxed cash pots, that was how you would maximise your profit for them. That's it. My voice is gone. My throat's gone. I'm a bit knackered, so we'll call it there. Just thought I'd try and get another one recorded. But yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and hope to see you next time. But for now, goodbye.